Okay, this is same lesson continuation, just video will be different because to take the quickly sending for the videos. Okay, we have learnt autogamy this part in previous video. In this, let us see in the self pollination only. Second is the gaetogamy. Okay, gaetogamy means different flowers of same plant. So gaeto means neighbor, gamy means marriage, means side, same plant but side flower, neighbor flower. Okay, it is a type of pollination, gaetogamy means, in which pollen grains of one flower are transferred to the stigma of another flower belonging to either the same plant or genetically similar plant. Okay, either it has to fall on the same plant to another flower or genetically same. Suppose maize pollen grain will fall on the maize flower of another, genetically same. Okay, in gaetogamy, the flowers often show modifications similar to the similar ones found in xenogamy or cross pollination, because it is falling not on the same flower, same, no, it has to go side by flower or next flower of the same plant. So it needs, like cross pollination, whatever is required, it needs that. So for that, next one is the xenogamy, means cross pollination. Next is the cross pollination. What are the classifications of the cross pollination? Cross pollination or xenogamy. Okay, what is that? First of all, it will take with the help of abiotic agencies, biotic agencies. Abiotic and biotic. Abiotic means non-living, biotic means living. And in the abiotic agencies, suppose if any pollen grain is taking the help of wind to reach the stigma, that is called the anemophily. And wind, suppose if it is taking the help of water, then that is called the hydrophily. So abiotic, anemophily, with the help of water, with the help of wind, pollination takes place, or with the help of water, pollination takes place. Okay, now in the biotic many are there, but some I will tell you here. First of all, antemophily. All these words are very important for your NEET examination, and do this one. And antemophily means insects. Okay, and Clistopterapy means bats, and Malicophily means snails, Orthinophily birds. This I will give some more detail. Okay, now xenogamy, just let us see. Cross pollination, another word is allogamy. Xenogamy, allogamy, cross pollination, all are same words. Okay, genus means strange, gamous means marriage, means pollination takes place with unknown flowers, means species will be same but not near. Okay, strange marriage. And allos, or you take the meaning of allos, means other, gamous means marriage, not in the same, other ones. And it includes both geno plus gaetogamy, means gaetogamy also we have seen previously, that also like cross pollination. What do they need? Cross pollination, whatever it may be, gaetogamy, what they need specially? They need some agents. Okay, transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of different plant, and this is the only type of pollination which during pollination brings genetically. Actually, xenogamy makes the species survival better than the self pollination, because they always produce genetically different types, and there is variation, they can adapt in the environment easily, they can survive. So xenogamy is better than the self pollination. So genetically different types of pollen grains to the stigma. Cross pollination is performed with the help of external agents. Previously I told, no. So first of all, abiotic, wind, water. Biotic, insects, birds, bats, snails. Anemophily, wind pollination. Hydrophily, water pollination. Antemophily, insect pollination. Orthinophily, bird pollination. And chiropterophily, bat pollination. Malicophily, snail pollination. Okay, these are NCERT, this one very important. See, majority of flowering plants use a range of animals as pollinating agents. What are these names are very important. Bees, butterflies, flies, beetles, wasp, ants, moths, birds, bats, and sunbirds and hummingbirds. All these are helping for the pollination. So the pollinators are very important. If pollinators are not there, pollination will not take place, and pollination will not take place, species will not be there. If plant species are not there, no animal species can survive in the existence. So the pollinators, we have to keep them, preserve them, and we have to see there. Now majority of plants use biotic agents for pollination. Okay, small part of plants use abiotic agents. Very flower is small, abiotic. Flower is very big, attractive, means that use the biotic agents. Pollen grains coming in contact with the stigma is a chance factor in both wind and water pollination. Okay, actually water and wind pollination, whether wind will come, the pollen grain will be there. When wind comes, pollen grain is there, or when pollen grain comes, wind. So that certainty is not there. The pollination which takes place with the help of wind and water, there is no certainty. Then what will happen? So then the plant flower will take care of that. What it will do? To compensate for this uncertainty, means pollination may take place, may not take place, to compensate, to remove the uncertainty, see, and associated loss of pollen grain, the flowers produce enormous amount of pollen when compared to the number of ovules available for pollination. Okay, this is very important reasoning question. Why flowers produce abiotic pollinating flowers, why they produce more pollen grain? Because there is no certainty. So if they produce enormous, at least one will go and fertilize. The same thing will happen in the human beings also. We will learn afterwards. Adaptation for wind pollination. Suppose any flower or any pollen grain goes with the help of the wind pollination. Then what are the characters? The form of pollination in which wind distributes the pollen, means with the help of wind pollen grain are going, then that is called the anemophily. Don't confuse this word anemophily. Anima means not animals here. Okay, all these are Greek words. Pollen grains are, so what characters the pollen grain should have? Suppose if a pollen grain has to go with the help of wind, what kind of character it should have? The pollen, first of all, common sense, it should be lightweight. Through wind one has to go, one pollen grain has to go, it should not be more weight. So it has to be, the pollen grains are light in weight and dry. If they are wet, they fall immediately. So they should be dry and maybe wings like that too. So example, pinus. Example is very important. Name one example, the pollen grain which has lightweight, dry and winged one. What kind of pollination? And give example like that. Indirect questions only. Okay. Now second variety is those which will take the wind pollination. Stamens are well exposed. So stamens, they should be well exposed. So if you see wind pollinated flowers in NCERT, the diagram is there. In wind pollinated flowers, the stamens are a wind pollinated plant showing compact inflorescence and well exposed stamens. So any time the air will come, wind will come, the pollen can go. It is expanded and it is magnified and showing here. Okay, this is the wind pollinated ones. So well exposed and easy dispersal. Why? Again this will be why question comes. Why that wind pollinated flowers stamen should be well exposed? It is for the easy dispersal of the pollen grains in the wind. And the stigma. Now what is the condition of the stigma? So question will come, what are the characters of the flower, pistil and stamen which will take pollination with the help of wind? That will be the question. Or one line also. The stigma is sticky. Now opposite. Stigma. Why stigma should be sticky? Because when the pollen falls on the stigma, that has to remain on that. Again in the wind it should not go out. So the stigma is sticky, large and feathery to trap pollen grains floating in the air. Okay, example, tassels in corn cob. Previous one I showed corn cob, that is. Corn means maize plant one. Okay, now another character. Numerous flowers are packed together to form inflorescence. Numerous flowers are packed together, inflorescence. Single ovule is present in each ovary. Flowers are not very colorful. And why not colorful? This will be another question. Why the wind pollinating flowers are not colorful? Because there is no need of attracting any insect. So the above the characters about the pistil, about the stigma and anthers and all, very colorful and do not produce nectar. Nectar also not necessary because any insect is not coming, only wind is taking. So exposed stamen should be there, stigma should be sticky, and the pollen grain should be light in weight, and wings should be there, and they should not be sticky. Only pistil should be sticky. Okay, those are the characters of the wind pollinating flowers. And now come to the adaptation for water pollination. The flowers which will take help of the water, that is called hydrophily. Okay, all these points are very important. The form of pollination in which pollens are distributed by water is called hydrophily, and it is very common in, you know that already 11th class you have studied, algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, and some angiosperms. Angiosperms means whatever flowers I showed you, all are angiosperms. And algae means you can moss plants, and bryophytes means ferns and all. Bryophytes means moss. Algae means small plants, chlamydomonas, so it will not do, it will just asexual reproduction. Pteridophytes means fern. Bryophytes means moss. Okay, and some of the angiosperms means seed giving flower plants. And now water plant, let us see. Valseneria is a water plant, Valseneria, and Hydrilla, this is also water plant. These two are in the water. And submerged freshwater, they are submerged freshwater hydrophytes in which hydrophily is observed. Hydrophily means they take with the help of water. Okay, this is the Valseneria plant one. This is, you see here, see, pollination in water, Valseneria. Okay, this is Valseneria plants. Some plants will be completely merged and some plants will be submerged. Okay, completely some plants, flowers and stigma are above water. Okay, some plants, the female flower is inside the water. So depending upon that, their adaptations will take place. And in sea grasses, what is this example is one more question. Sea grasses, example, Zostera. What will happen in the Zostera? Female flowers are submerged, okay, in the half water, in water, to receive the pollen grains for pollination inside water. So they are submerged and the pollen grains comes inside, so they remain in the inside to take that. Pollens are, what is the character of the pollen? Pollens are long, needle-like, and are carried passively by water without any expenditure of energy, just water currents through, they move, and during the movement, already pistil is in the submerged condition. Wherever the pollen comes, it catches the pollen. That is Zostera, sea grasses. Okay. Next, Valseneria, the female flower stalk is long. I showed you, stalk is very long to reach the water surface. Here the pollen are floating on the surface. So that is why the stalk is long, and whenever the pollen is coming, that will take. It is submerged, it is, and long. So receive the pollen grains carried by water currents, and the stalks coil up. This is stalks coil up, this one. Okay. Next one is the stalks coil up after pollination, and pollen grains are protected from. So now this is water. Now the pollen grains has to be protected, and how they are from wetting in the water, they can rotten and they can soil means decomposing. Wetting by the presence of a mucilaginous sticky material covering will be there, so the water will not spoil that. Flowers are not very colorful and do not produce same way like air, water also, colors not necessary. So that is. Next one is the adaptation for insect pollination, entomophily. This again another video.